All right. Hi, everyone. I think we're waiting for some folks to join us here on the chat window. Maybe we're a little too close there. After all these Zoom calls, you think would be a little bit better. Chat, are we good? Okay, cool. All right. Hi, everybody. We are Hamilton and Adams. So I am Andrew Adam. We pluralize my name, and this is
Clark Hamilton.
So it's so great to be here with everybody. Here at Field and Supply, we are just outside of Kingston, so we're as close to the venue as we could get, I guess. We're at home today. It's certainly great to be joining everybody digitally, and we're really honored to be part of this first digital market. Really, this is the 5th event that we're doing for Field and Supply. Brad asked us to partake in the fall of 2017, and we have been participants since then. So 4 fall markets or 3 fall markets and one spring market. So it's been a really fun journey so far for us. This is the second live event now. I think John Griswold started out about an hour and a half ago talking about his amazing blankets that he makes with New York yarn. We have to get one of those. They're pretty good to chill. Cool. They're pretty good to chill under. So we are up next and excited to talk to you guys about some of the things that we've been going through and been working on for Hamilton and Adams. For those of you who don't know, we founded our business in December of 2016 and opened a brick and mortar store in Kingston in April of 2017. So founded the business around our names. That was probably one of the easiest parts about the business. Yeah, that was probably one of the easiest parts, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, because it's about us, but it's also connected to the rich history in the area. Kingston was the first capital of New York. It was burned down by the British during the Revolutionary War, so all of our founding fathers made their way through the city at one point or another, and our middle names just happened to sound historic or align with that. So we always say that the brand is really all about us, but it's all about the historical aspect of the region as well. So.
Yeah, it just kind of worked. For us. So in case a men's clothing store didn't work out, we could become a law firm or a multitude of other things. So about 6 months into the business, we launched the Upstate and Chill line of products. Clark is repping one of our vintage t-shirts. So that was something that we just kind of came up with. So we used to be weekenders in this area and would come up and spend weekends and holidays and things like that. And that was before upstate New York and the Hudson Valley was really popular. So we would have to sort of coerce people to come and visit us and hang out with us for long weekends. And we would always explain, like when you come up, you just come upstate and you chill. And we'd sit around the fire and explore, whatever it might be. So that was my idea to put on a t-shirt, and Clark was not so on board at first, and it's been a runaway hit.
But I changed my tune very quickly.
He changed his tune very quickly. So we definitely have ingrained ourselves into this community in this area now, and upstate is definitely a way of life. And I don't think we really need to explain to people anymore why upstate is a great place to visit or reside.
Especially these days.
Yeah, I think we were really lucky to be able to live in this area with everything that's happened going on in the last 5 months. So Upstate and Chill is kind of one of our main area of products. And then we have a whole line of goods around an adventure series. So for those of you who are not familiar with our area, there is much to do outside. So we have a series of goods based around the adventures that you might partake on. So hiking, biking, skiing. That's hiking, biking, skiing.
And for those that don't
fishing and camping. We're not so much fisher and campers, but lots of people come to the area for that.
For those that have attended Field and Supply, the live versions, Kingston area well, but it's nestled right between the Hudson Valley and the Catskills, so it provides the best of both worlds. All of the outdoor adventure, everything from boating on the river to skiing in the mountains and everything in between. So that's what we've tapped into for our adventure series.
Yeah, we have to thank Brad so much for inviting us to participate a few years ago. And he's really built this amazing community around Field and Supply. And he was really cognizant of inviting us as part of the local business community to come and join what is a makers movement. We are not necessarily making goods ourselves. We are curating products that we feel like represent our area, are perhaps made here, but not made by us, and working with vendors who we believe in, who fit into an ethos like what Field and Supply presents and builds.
And we tap partners and suppliers and designers and craftsmen from the entire region. All of our designs are done by local artisans. All of our printing is done with local presses.
Printers. We've been able to leverage the community within Field and Supply to do a lot of different partnerships. All of our candles are made by another Field and Supply vendor and made here in New York, which has been an amazing partnership over the years, 3 years now. So we definitely can take any questions that you guys have out there, and we can see that there's a bunch of you who are watching us right now. So don't be shy. We can tell you. Hey, Brad, there you are. How's it going? It's great to see you digitally. Thank you so much for organizing all this. I think we knew a while ago that Chad would be a great partner to help get you guys launched digitally and get this whole community onto the internet.
Absolutely.
Since we can't be together right now. So new products to discuss. We are working on, we dropped a little capsule of women's t-shirts a year ago and have had runaway success with that. So we are working on a full capsule of women's for holiday for this year. So we're really, really excited about that. Aaron, I'm sure you're going to be jumping up and down and running over to the shop as soon as we launch that. And I'm sure we'll be able to figure out a way to launch some things on Field and Supply exclusively first for that. And over one of the benefits the time we had with the shop being closed during the COVID crisis was that we were able to work on just expanding our assortment overall. So we have a barware collection that is going to launch around Labor Day. We are moving into having our own cold weather accessories that are made in New York. So those will be around when it's cold. We normally would launch those. Hopefully, maybe we'll actually hold that launch for the October event, and hopefully we can be in person at the Brickyards. That would be good. So I just actually ordered the labels for those today, made in New York, made in Woodstock. Which is very exciting. So we are, yes, Aaron Woohoo is right. And Aaron, it'll totally, the women's stuff will be right up your alley. It will be in the same aesthetic of what we've done for men. So we're going to do a little capsule for holiday and learn what people want from us. So, that's one of the things that's amazing about the Field and Supply events in person is we've always been able to learn really quickly, like what people want or what people don't want. So, when you,
and from the women's capsule, we were batting around how best to refer to that. So whether or not we have a unique name for it, or if it's Hamilton Adams Women's or whatever. So if there's a crowdsourcing call now, if there are thoughts on how we should reference our women's line, please let us know.
Yeah, and Hamilton Adam Women's is just a little boring, so we're gonna work on something that fits with what we would want. The New York Strong Tees. So, thank you, Aaron, for bringing that up. So we, when everything happened or was happening so quickly in March and early April, we had to figure out what we were going to do to help our community here in Ulster County and Kingston
and New York.
In New York in general. We don't know how to do, we figured we should do what we knew how to do, which was sell t-shirts. And we worked with our graphic designer, Ryan, and came up with a New York Strong tee and launched that right away. And $10 from each sale goes to Ulster County's Project Resilience, which helps feed people in our area, as well as provide daycare for first responders. So anybody who's a frontline health worker who needs help with daycare, which is one of the hardest things to deal with when you're working around the clock as the frontline responders were at that time period. So we still have some of those left. They are on our page right here. I'm not sure where they are. I have my windows all set up here, but they are definitely on our page here. So we're still giving $10 from each one of those back to Project Resilience. They're super soft. We use this brushed cotton and recycled polyester fabric for our t-shirts that we're wearing now. So that is something that people have definitely become known to know us for. Upstate and Chill. So, it's funny. So, it started out just as a couple of t-shirts, and it's really evolved and will be evolving further for holiday into just kind of a lifestyle, right? So,
And we always say, and it's interesting with Upstate and Chill, we are in the mid Hudson Valley, as you know, that's where Kingston's located. So to the city folks, we are definitely upstate, but to the people further upstate, we're not.
We're definitely not.
So we're in the land of contention a little bit in terms of what is upstate. So we like to say upstate and chill is not about a specific region. It is a state of mind. So it is an escape. It is a way to let go of the stresses of life and really, embrace everything that this wonderful region that we're in has to offer. So
we're working on for our holiday gift guide. So I think Aaron and Brady both asked about new products. So the holiday gift guide will definitely have a full assortment of goods for you to be able to spend your whole holiday season upstate and chilling, and for what hopefully will be a short winter after the holidays. So you'll be able to definitely live that life and get that state of mind. So lots of different t-shirt and cozy hoodie options and some home pieces. And I mentioned the barware and cocktail collection that'll come around Labor Day. So that'll be exciting. As Mitch, thank you. The most comfortable tee. We both have had a lot of our time in our past lives in suits and very formal business attire, and have really enjoyed being able to shed that part of our past lives and really embrace the upstate aesthetic, which is, I think, really driven by comfort more than anything. Some people might say plaid, but I think comfort is really everything. Hi, Francis. Thanks for joining us. This is the second session of Field and Supply Live, and we're thrilled to have you. If you have a question, go ahead and shout it out, guys, or comments or anything we could help you with as you navigate the site. I think everyone involved on the site development has done an amazing job. The music playlists are great. I felt like I was immediately back at the pavilion, which was really nice. So the music playlists are amazing. So you definitely want to queue those up as you're shopping around. And the map that you did, Chad, and whoever else was working on that, I think a lot of people who've been to the event multiple times perhaps go back and think, oh, I want to go find that vendor who was over by the fire pit, or who was over in the other pavilion, or who was outside by the cornhole games, wherever that was. Then they recognize that, and I think the map is a great way for people to just kind of drop into the venue themselves and kind of feel like they're there and have that sense of discovery like you would have if you were actually on property. Yes, Brad, we opened back up. Our brick and mortar shop opened June 8th. So we resumed our normal business hours. So Monday through Saturday, we're open 10 to 7, and Sundays we're open 11 to 5. We have safety precautions in place. Everyone, of course, has to wear a mask, and we have a capacity of 6 customers at a time, but our fitting rooms are open. And
we're not just open, we're open bigger and better than we were before.
Oh, yeah.
We just renovated the shop.
The week that things really kind of ramped up with COVID, we were slinging hammers and demoing the back of our shop and expanding. So we actually have a shop that is 7 feet bigger towards the back, and we expanded into our stock room and really carved out extra space. We were hoping to add in a lounge for people to come upstate and chill with us. We put
that's on hiatus.
The lounge is actually on hiatus right now. So, but the shop has been put back together. We have some amazing new fixtures that we worked with a local vendor, Rebecca Milne, who is in the Roundout area down by the venue for Field and Supply. And so the shop is open and brighter, and we have new lighting and new fixtures and some additional fitting room space. So we would love to see anybody come on back. Thank you, Chris, Andy, John. Yeah, come. we couldn't have everybody come for the Field and Supply event all at once, but we can definitely encourage people to visit the area. All of the hotels are open, or almost all of the hotels are open. Airbnb rentals are open, and quite honestly, our local community could use the tourism support. The restaurants really need support, and the community, just like so many makers here, and many of these makers that Brad has curated and brought together are local vendors. I know Flora Beauty is going to be on tomorrow, I think, and Jeanette's shop is 2 doors down from ours. So within 30 feet, you can shop 2 Field and Supply vendors as well, which is pretty great. Mm-hmm. And that was just by coincidence that we wound up next to each other. So
John is asking a question about camping gear.
We have some camping gear, John. Actually, if you go on the site in the Adventure Series collection, there's a bunch of.
We don't make it though.
Yeah, no, we you have to know your limits.
At least we don't make it yet. But we're always looking for product ideas and where we should go next. So.
We have a bunch of there's camping utensils. There's waterproof bags. Waterproof phone cases, I guess you could say. And we do actually have an amazing collaboration we did with a vendor from Michigan who's doing custom camp axes for us. So the whole axe is made in Michigan, and you can customize that. There's 256 color combinations around what you can pick. And Brad, maybe we should have them come for the next. Oh, look at that. You own the camping utensils. That is super. Thank you. So we have this custom camp hatchet, and I should have actually brought one home as a prop, but it's in the store. So next time, Chad, you ask me to come on, we will. But custom camp hatchet, 256 color combinations, and you can engrave it with whatever you'd like, and we'll ship that wherever you want as a gift.
Great for camping or for on your mantle.
Yeah, or for axe throwing. They're actually regulation because there is a regulated size for your hatchet for when you're throwing axes.
All the hipsters.
Didn't know that until we started that journey. So yeah, John, it's great to come after you. I think we need to do a custom upstate and chill blanket and work together on that. Faith, you definitely need the camping utensils. One set is gonna last you, and they're nice and sanitary. So definitely, you can wash those out in the Esopus Creek as you're out there exploring the Catskills. Excuse me. Thank you so much. What else new do we have going on? We just dropped new summer hats. So there's new upstate and chill. There's new upstate hats. And for those of you folks who are local or semi-local, we did just do an 845 hat. That's in a limited way. We don't have a lot of that, but we had a lot of requests for the local area code. So kids products. So we will definitely do some kids products at the holidays. Again, with the women's capsule, we're gonna dip our toes in.
Currently, we have the onesie.
We have a onesie and upstate and chill t-shirts. So we can definitely go from birth up to adult sizes. But we're gonna expand that a little bit more. We have some. The kids tees do the one style we have with the onesie do really well. Yes, Aaron, we'll get you the whole family. We'll get all of you guys. So I think last month, we actually dropped a whole bunch of new graphics and new styles for men's, and we've just kind of been learning over the last 5 weeks about what's been working and what's not. And if it works in general, I think we can roll it out. We can expand it, and then I think we'll also do some specific things that are only available in women's because women should have that option as well as the kids should be able to do. I love that picnic blanket, John. Yes, definitely. And maybe you can teach us how to knit. I definitely would like to learn how to calm down and chill a little bit myself. So women's, kids, definitely for holidays. So we hope to have a really robust gift guide for the season. I think that people are going to really want to spend more time with their loved ones. I think a lot of people have been unfortunately forced to not be with their loved ones. And I think people are going to really figure out how to make this holiday season even more special. And, we want to make sure that we can be a part of that and support people on that journey. It's a tough time out there. And, hopefully the vibe from Field and Supply and all of these amazing makers and this community can help us make sure that we're in the right direction there. So, Brad, you've done an amazing job helping us helping us and helping this community. And we've spent a bunch of time on the site already today, kind of exploring who we can work with. John, definitely, you've always been somebody that we wanted to work with. You've been huge supporters of ours. The playlists are great. I mean, it's funny. A lot of people don't notice music until it's not there, right? And when you're at an event like Field and Supply, the music is so critical. And you guys have done from the first moment we were there, in 2017, the music has been really, really important. And I'm so glad that Upstate and Stay or Upstate and Sit. That's great for a pet option. Mitch, we'll explore that. I don't know what that looks like, but maybe a little doggy jacket. We've talked about getting a puppy, like many people have during quarantine. So, but the music, just to wrap that up, the music is really, really important, and it's nice to help promote those artists as well. They're not able to do shows and things like they have been able to. So this is really a great way to bring everyone together. For sure. Brad, your kid, dog beds, everybody wants to have a dog. Okay. What else can we tell you guys about us? What else have we worked on while we were closed? I feel like,
Well, I mean, it's been an interesting time during the COVID window. So you want to expand, you want to grow, you want to come out with new products, but then it's also managing for an uncertain future.
Yeah.
So that's been something that I think us, as well as all the other makers and everybody in business in general, there's a lot of uncertainty right now, but I think we're, the optimism, if we all stick together and kind of support one another, like Andrew was saying, we'll all get through this together, and the upstate community is really sticking together. Everything from our government officials to the Chamber of Commerce in Kingston, to our neighborhood businesses, to our customers locally and across the country have all been incredibly supportive of us and everybody and the other businesses. So, I think we're all getting through that together, and it's brought everyone together.
There's an interesting, great feature that everyone has been built into this Field and Supply shopping site is the wish list. So I think as people are thinking about birthdays and the holidays, which seems super far off, but really aren't, leveraging that wish list, a tool that is built into this platform, is a great way for you to tag things for your spouse or significant other to pick up for you, but also for you to perhaps work on your own holiday list. The breadth and depth of this community and the offerings is really pretty deep. And oh, great. Okay, yeah. So the community and the breadth of offerings. So whether it's from your kitchen to your bathroom, what you're wearing, anyone in your family is wearing, you can find it within this community, and is not just going. This site is not only going to be live through this weekend. So the site and all of the shopping and commerce will be there indefinitely, in eternity. So I know that we'll continue to funnel new products out onto this site, and work with Chad and Brad and Aaron around what the assortment is here versus ours
for supply.
Yeah, so definitely not going away. And I think it'll be an amazing tool for people to pre-shop for the in-person events, and work on those wish lists. And, there's a lot of great tools, both for us vendors, if there's vendors watching us right now. There's some really amazing tools that are built into this platform, as well as consumers and fans of the event or the community. So, yeah. So I want to reiterate the fact that you can still visit Kingston, and 1 second, Brad. So I want to reiterate the fact that you can still plan a visit to Kingston, and there are plenty of places for you to stay, and plenty of the same activities that you could do outside of the Field and Supply in-person event, and also on the site is a blog around what to do in the area, so you can use that to help plan your stay. And we would really love to see everybody here and in October when the in-person event happens next. So cocktail ideas. So we're like the perhaps as fun as we are, we're probably the most boring cocktail people. So I'm a big fan of like a perfect Manhattan. Or a dirty martini, dirty vodka martini. And Clark is a big fan of, what type of beer do you like now?
Just beer.
Just beer.
And red wine. Red
beer
wine.
And red wine. So we've really got to work on some really great classic cocktail recipes. I can make a mean Manhattan though, and Clark can pick out an amazing bottle of red wine. So Brad, sorry, that was a good question, but we probably disappointed you in our answers there. And Mitch is asking favorite businesses, restaurants, places to see in the Kingston area. So there's, for those of you who haven't been to Kingston or aren't really sure, because it's really confusing because it kind of grew up as a city and didn't have a great master road plan. There's 3 neighborhoods. There's the Roundout, which is down at the Hudson River, which is where Field and Supply happens. There's Midtown, which is kind of what is now an arts district. And then there's Uptown Kingston. Uptown Kingston is where our shop is, and there's a historic neighborhood called the Stockade, and that was where Kingston was first founded. So within each of those distinct neighborhoods, there are restaurants, hotels, Airbnbs, and shopping destinations. So in our neighborhood in particular, we've got my gosh, like I don't want to leave anybody out.
True.
It's like so anyone who's not mentioned here, please don't be offended. But we'll start with our block, I guess you could say. So next to us there's a great little women's boutique, and then Flora Beauty is next door to them, and then Diego's Tacos. Diego's Tacos is next door to Flora Beauty, and there's an awesome tattoo parlor on the other side of Diego's. So we have a really fun little block, which is capped off by Petalos Floral, who was a participant last spring at the market. Rough Draft is another vendor from Field and Supply, and they just expanded and they opened in February a second business in Kingston, in Uptown, called Kingston Bread and Bar. And this is an amazing American small business growth story. So they used to do pop-up shops in Rough Draft to sell bagels and bread on Saturday mornings, and that kind of expanded and quickly outgrew their space. So they were able to take a location and open Kingston Bread and Bar, and they are back open, and the food is amazing, all baked on premises. So some really amazing leavened by nature sourdoughs, and on Saturday mornings you can go get your croissants and breakfast sandwiches. And throughout the week, they have different options for pickup, to go, and takeout. Other restaurants to really think about if you're visiting our area: Boydson's. Maria, who opened Boydson's 9 years ago when Kingston was in some tough times, she's been there, and they are trailblazer, hardworking, like anybody who's part of this community. And they're just a couple doors down from Kingston Bread and Bar. Really, I think, Mitch, it's a great, between the 3 neighborhoods, you can really fill a full weekend. Between Friday night, there's a place we pop to a lot for Friday night tacos, Santa Fe, amazing margaritas. And if you're down in the Roundout, you want to hit up Mariners Harbor, or Ship to Shore. Those are both great restaurants with outdoor seating, where you can watch the boats in the Roundout Creek as they're out on their way to the Hudson River. And shopping down there would be Cloven Creek, Rebecca Milne Antiques. They were the people who built our new store fixtures for us. So we definitely want to, Armadillo Tacos. Brunette Wine Bar, which is now back open. They were on winter break during shutdown anyway, so they're back open. I think there's just so many places and so many small makers and business folks who have chosen Kingston as their community. Some folks are from here or were from here and moved back, and a lot of folks have transplanted themselves here to really help live out their journey, their dream of owning a small business or small brand and make things. Jay Teskey, who's been a vendor, I think, from the beginning, Brad. Jay Teskey is in the Roundout, right next door to a bunch of these businesses we mentioned. So
Leather goods.
Yeah, Jay Teskey does an amazing leather wrapped handrail for your house, the swings.
Swing set.
I mean, if you have an idea, Jay and his wife can do it for sure. Yeah, Aaron, who is a huge part of the Field and Supply community in general, now lives, I think, 5 blocks from our shop and in the community. Patricia's asking, how would you describe the culture of the Catskills who's never been there? Someone who's never been here.
It's a little bit of everything.
It's a little bit of everything. It's
it's certainly not pretentious or anything like that. It is authentic. It's very authentic. It's rustic. It's bohemian. It's artistic. It's
really an amazing place to
calming.
Find your creative energy. If you're looking for farmland and that kind of bucolic, American farm, you can find that here. If you want to find yourself in the absolute wilderness, off the grid, you definitely can find that because self-service can be a problem.
Yeah, and from hiking to I think some of the best rock climbing in
North America
is here. Incredible waterfalls, amazing history. It's just it really has so much to offer.
I think no matter how active or inactive you might consider yourself, you can come here and be active and engage in what the region has to offer. Kingston is right on the edge of the Hudson River, but it's also right on the edge of the Catskill Mountains. So we're kind of the gateway to the Catskills. And, a lot of people find their way here because it's close to Boston and New York, right? So those are 2 cities that have for centuries now created a lot of artists or creative types who need to find nature. And so between Western Massachusetts and the Berkshires, which is really only an hour from here, and the Catskills, a lot of folks find their energy here and find their creative flow. And while we're not necessarily making goods ourselves, like many of these folks are, we're making our products based around this environment and inspired by this environment. And we love that, Beth. Thank you. I'm glad that you're inspired. So hopefully this, if nothing else, is inspiring folks to come to the next in-person event and spend time looking and shopping on the site from now until then to kind of get the lay of the land, because you definitely want to make the most of your time while you're here visiting.
Yeah, and I think back to the name of our business. We named it Hamilton Adams to tie back to the history of the area, and there's so much deep, rich history. I'm constantly amazed when we've been here almost 10 years, and we're constantly learning more. Right down the street from our shop is actually the oldest intersection in America. And one, as Andrew mentioned, Rough Draft, the bookstore, bar, and coffee shop. It's in one of the structures in that intersection, and it's fascinating. Every single building was built before 1680 or something.
Yeah.
And it's just, and that's just one example of the deep history and that you constantly encounter up here. It's really great.
I think we're about wrapping up. Chad, are we? I don't want to go over it. If you guys will use the last couple minutes to, of course, Brad, thank you so much for having us. There's a whole lineup for the next 3 days of other makers going live. So I encourage everybody to take a look at that and see and maybe pop in or out as they can. I'll totally miss seeing you guys too. So really the series of live events happens through the weekend, but the site and everything will be up and everyone will be able to keep going and experiencing Field and Supply after Sunday. So thank you so much. Have a great day.
And come visit us when you're in Kingston.